Today I'm here with Ann Coughlin, who is a dear friend of mine. Welcome to our show, Ann. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So I guess where I like to start with these is just like, what are you excited about right now? I always like to tune into what people are passionate about.
I think what I wanted to talk about today is that one of my personal beliefs is that we are all psychic
Oh,
and have that ability. And in our Western society, we just haven't been taught how to do that or to access it.
yes,
So years ago, I learned how to, and it's just been a wonderful way to live, being able
yes,
to tap into all that, the other dimensions, other energy, as we were mentioning.
yes.
And I want to teach other people how to do it. So I've been doing that for years.
And I wanted to share a really cool quote from your flyer, if that's all right. I'm going to
Oh,
read it
sure.
here.
Yeah.
Awaken your connection to your inner self and everything around you, both seen and unseen. There is more to life than meets the eye.
Yeah.
So that's kind of got
Yeah.
almost a mysterious feel to it.
It
I thought it
is.
was,
And
yeah,
yeah, when you open this, let me describe, it's really
please.
practical. Okay. So
Yes.
you have 5 physical senses and
Hmm.
then 4 spiritual ones. And everybody has all 4 of them. So the first one is your feeling sense kind of lives in your solar plexus, right above your belly button in your torso, but
All
it's
right.
over. And then you have clear hearing, which is right above your ears. It's like back here.
Okay.
Clear seeing is your third eye, and that comes
Yes.
in. And I'll go through these a little bit. And then knowing is like in the top of your head. It's like a donut hole, and it goes
Oh,
right
okay.
in your crown chakra. They call it.
Nice. I've never
So
heard it expressed. I love the donut hole. That's
yeah, it's like a
awesome.
donut hole. You just and bloop, pop out. And so anyway, everybody has these and you already use them. You just never were taught how to tap into it on demand. There's characteristics, like a musician probably is really strong in clairaudience, the clear
Yes.
hearing. So they're the ones that they interview them. It's like, well, where did you get the inspiration for that song? And they'll say, well, I was in the shower and it came to me. So
Right.
that's what they're doing. It was their soul or their higher self communicating with all of creation, and they get
Yes.
music. So it's not magical, but it seems like it. So feelers will go into a room and they'll say things like, man, the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. They're the huggers in the world, and
Uh-huh.
they like to touch and feel, and they feel emotions. And sometimes they suffer with depression, but
Oh, okay.
even in this class, and I don't mean that as a negative, but they feel everything around them. So they're
Okay.
picking up the good and the bad. And what I teach them how to do is say, is this mine or somebody else's? And it's a very
Okay.
simple, oh, well, that's somebody else's. Let's let it go. And
Okay.
and it's so easy to stop that, taking on everybody's stuff like a sponge. But that's what feelers can. There's a good side and a bad side of each one of these sort of. Claire visual people are a lot of artists. So you go into their home and visual is important to them. So a lot of this sounds so practical, but people use their vision through 2 different ways. One is inside your head. It's like a video or a movie going off and you see pictures, colors. And then in your 3D world, you can see auras and energy.
Okay.
So it works in 2 different ways in that. And then the hole in the top of your head is knowing, and it's like a data dump into you. So you don't have to interpret it. It's the whole picture is just given to you immediately. And people that are really strong in that psychic ability tend to finish sentences. They're the waysayers of the future because they're
Yes.
always looking out.
Visionaries.
Yeah, and they're the visionaries. And all of them have all of these abilities.
So I wanted to share a little bit. We did a session fairly recently. It was very profound for me. When I go into these sessions and I'm really wanting to just kind of get this clear truth about what direction I ought to be heading in my life. I'll just explain what it was like for me. And I'd love to hear your side, what it's like for you if you're up for sharing. So we had this communication and there was this, and I don't know, call them spirit guides. And it just seemed like they could hear me, but I couldn't fully, I'm learning to hear them, but I couldn't fully hear, what was coming through. So I was relying on you to translate, and it seems like things would be coming to you, sometimes little phrases, sometimes images. And then you were doing this miraculous job of like translating what they were saying to me. So what's that like? If you're up for sharing, what's it like
Sure.
on your side?
What I do, so Mike asks a question, and then I'm using those 4 psychic skills. So I might hear, I think I said to you, I keep hearing this word. So I would say it, and or I would see a picture in my mind's eye, or I came through just when I go on blah, 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 and I'm telling you a lot of information. That's when I'm probably tapped into the donut hole, and it's
Right.
data dump. And I just let it flow through me. And it's not like a spirit is in my body. I just lift my vibration energy level up. So it's
Oh,
like tuning into a dial, uh,
wow.
like on a radio. So what I do, like when I pointed out the psychic skills, they're all a little bit above the physical ones. Seeing is seen. Hearing is up here. The
Wow.
hearing is above your head. And then the feeling is everywhere.
Wow.
So
That's
when
a,
I teach the classes, I teach them how to shift their focus. And I kind of have you lift up and out of your body so that your focus, it's like going, and I use this analogy in class. When you're inside, you can sense the energy and area and air around you. Walk out your front door and then sense the sky, the bigness, the vastness.
yes.
So it's like that. It's subtle, it's effervescent, it's light, and it's just a bigger sense. So you kind of have to lift yourself. Like I can feel energy in my hands right now. Just lift your energy up. And
Yes.
and then you kind of, it's like I'm going to shift into my whole soul instead of just focusing on this little body that I have. Because
Wow.
we're as big as the universe. We're connected to everything. So and that's where like when I say like tap into the magic in your soul, you're learning how to communicate with all that is. So and that's where I started to understand we're in the ocean. I'm a drop in the ocean, but I'm still connected to the whole ocean. So I'm teaching you how to step in to be connected to all of creation.
The thing that resonated with me too is you were talking about tuning in. It really almost is like a frequency thing. It seems like
Yes.
you're finding the right frequency.
Yes.
Because I've heard it in spiritual books and they talk about raise your vibration but it just really almost seems like a radio tuning kind of thing in a
It
way.
is. It's like tune the dial and you go, oh, okay. So even in the You Are Psychic method that Pete Sanders discovered is if you focus right here, you can tune in faster. So you don't have to like, oh, I can't tune in today. Well, yeah, you can. Just focus there. And so throughout the class series that I teach, we do exercises on each one of these. And then, people go home and do homework. And then we might have follow-up sessions and stuff. Because you have to practice it. It's just like a muscle.
Yeah. So I guess the other thing I wanted to share at the end of the session that I did with you, the Akashic session, it just seemed like there was this invitation or maybe slight challenge that these guides that were, there was kind of a sense that it's like, you can't keep relying on Ann for this. The other way I've done it is through the I Ching, and I like have literally a medium, right? I'm relying on Ann or the I Ching to get my intuitive connection, and there was a sense that's like Ann's great, but it's time for me to do this myself. Is that did I pick up on that correctly?
You did. They did it outright challenge to you, Mike.
More than an invitation, more like a kick in the ass.
Pretty much. It's like, Mike, you can do this yourself. So it's hard for people to learn to receive and be receptive because we're forcing things. And this is more, it's not passive, but it's an open, receptive place that you kind of put yourself in to have a conversation with your higher self and your guides and teachers and to pick up energies. And from my Roman Catholic days, I remember in theology, and it might have been Thomas Merton said, praying is talking to God, meditating is listening.
Yeah. Well, and that's,
So,
as you know, I do my Adyashanti retreats too. And he talks about meditation as just like this really pure listening.
and it's not passive though, because so I teach you how to have a conversation, with them. And so that it can be just as real as you and I are sitting here sometimes.
So I guess that's a good place to kind of go here as we now all of the listeners and viewers know that I've been challenged to take this deeper and to do this on my own. And so I guess that naturally leads into this workshop that you're going to do, which I'm going to attend over in Spokane, Washington. And you were telling me that this will be a great way that I can learn to do this on my own more. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes. I lecture very little. It's the first maybe hour I lecture. And then
Right.
after that, it's exercise after exercise of doing it and you connecting with yourself. And then after it's a whole weekend course,
Okay.
Friday night through Sunday.
Okay.
And it's about 16 hours of class time. And then after that, I hope to have follow-up like conversations maybe every other week to give you exercises to then practice it.
People are invited to contact you. They can call you or email you and
Yes.
ask questions about this or see if the workshop is for them, or that's open. You seem like you're kind of an open book with these things.
Yeah, I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So I'll answer any question, and there are no silly questions with this. So
Is there anything else that you wanted to share before we kind of close today? Is this my last all-encompassing question here?
yeah, oh wow. The only thing I can think is I wanted to show the book that I teach from so that if
Please.
people wanted to
Yes.
purchase it. So it's called You Are Psychic by Pete Sanders.
All right.
And he's the MIT guy, lives in Sedona, Arizona, and does
All right.
retreats and all that. But it's a very, very practical, easy read. So even if you don't come to a class, you could purchase this book and start reading about all those psychic skills. And he gives exercises as well. So, and I don't teach the book. It's just the basics of kind of
Yes.
where I get it. So the people that are real high in clairaudience, they want to understand things. And so them to read it, or the visual, they want to read it. And the knowers and feelers are like, yeah, I got it. So
Right.
people just learn differently. So I want to be able to attract or meet everybody's need, because I'm a feeler and a knower are my strengths.
Okay.
Oh,
So we're going
yeah.
to learn what I think you implied this earlier, but so we're going to learn what our strengths are.
Yes. Because you have usually one or two that are really strong, and
Mhm.
those are your go-to ones, but we're going to help develop all of them. There's a whole world out there that we interact with but can't communicate with. So this
Yeah.
opens it up so that you can have a communication with everything around you, all of creation. I'll give you an example. I heard a bird one day come and I could hear its intent. It was singing awake because it was really early on a Sunday morning. And the bird singing was like waking everything up.
Wow.
And I could feel it. It was so magical. And it was like going back to being a child where you stand out in the yard and you're like, oh, I mean, there is just so much life out there. And we're just walking around like this and we miss it all. So I've brought some magic back into my life and connection to nature at a deeper level. And it's fun. So maybe when people say be more childlike, it's not childish, but just allow your connection and imagination to connect with everything else.
That sounds great. Well, thank you. It's always delightful to talk with you, and because I just think that there's so much that you teach that can benefit the world. So it's always an honor to sit with you. So I'll look forward to end of October, a little close to Halloween. That our Wiccan friends would say the veil's getting a little thin around Halloween.
I know.
So
It's going to be October 25th through the 27th.
thank you so much, Ann. Thanks for
You're
being here,
welcome.
and you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Michael. It was an honor.
All right.